Hi there, my name's Joanna Joy, and I'm a shamanic practitioner and teacher of shamanism and shamanic healing. And so this video today is to tell you a little bit about cord cutting, the shamanic healing technique of cord cutting, and why we might want to do cord cutting, and what are these cords that we're going to be cutting. So let's dive into it. Shamanic healing is an energetic healing practice. First of all, that's really important to understand. We're working with energy, and we're working with the energy that is coming into the energy field, into the human energy field, and going out of the human energy field. And so we can transfer energy in lots of different ways. But one of the main ways that energy is transferred, life force energy, or as we refer to it in shamanic healing as power, one of the main ways that power is transferred is through cords, energetic cord attachments. And so whenever we have any kind of connection or relationship with anyone or anything, we establish energetic cords. So for example, a mother and a child, right? When that baby is born, that mother is already, this is where cord attachments comes from actually. That baby is connected to its mother through a cord, right? Through the umbilical cord. And this is the first original cord that there ever was in a biological sense. And what does that cord do? It transfers everything that the baby needs inside the womb, doesn't it? So it's a transfer of nutrients into the baby through the mother's bloodstream, but also a transfer of toxins out of the baby back into the mother's body, where the mother can then excrete those toxins. So, these cords are two-way attachments to transfer different types of energy in both directions. Now, when we're talking about energy cords transfer life force energy, okay? They transfer life force energy to and from people, and also sometimes places or groups of people or other beings like animals, or any other being that uses life force, basically. Trees, you can have cord attachments to trees. So when we have any kind of relationship or connection with another being, such as a mother and a child, there will be energetic cord attachments. Partners, husband and wife, brothers and sisters, co-workers, friends, you and your pets. These are all examples where there will be energetic cord attachments between both parties. And you have different types of cords. You have positive cords and you have negative cords. Now, the positive cords are sending energy that is willingly given to the other party for reasons of love, okay? So, if I give you a smile, I'm sending you good energy. If I tell you that I love you, I'm sending you good energy. If I say, oh, that hat looks beautiful on you today, it's very stylish, I like it a lot, I'm sending you good energy, right? And so positive cords are established through the voluntary giving and sharing of one person's life force to another. And the reasons why we would do that is through positively intentioned connection, for reasons of love, care, sharing, growing. And in an ideal situation, in an ideal relationship, both parties, both people would be sharing positive energy with each other because they love each other, because they care about one another, and they want the other person to benefit from it. So in an ideal situation, if you were only to have positive cord attachments, both people will benefit from those energy transfers, and both people, it's a symbiotic relationship. Both people benefit, both people grow from it, both people are equally benefiting from the whole situation. And ideally, that energy is then going round and round and round, equally in a balanced way. However, we can also create negative cord attachments. Negative cord attachments are where one person will try and take energy from the other, non-consensually, essentially stealing energy. It's energy theft. And people do that for a number of different reasons. It can be because they're low on energy themselves, and so they're trying to supplement their own energy. It might be that they have energy theft going on for them. Somebody might be stealing their energy, so they feel like they have to steal it from somebody else. It can be that they are ill or injured, or that their energy is, low, and so they're trying to supplement their own energy by taking it from somebody else. It can be that there are control dynamics involved in the relationship, and that the person who's stealing the energy is seeking control over the other person. And so in these situations, energy theft, the intention behind it is not so much to supplement the first person's energy, but it's to disempower the other person. And so energy theft can be a tactic that's used by energy thieves in order to disempower others. This is very much done in situations of bullying or abusive relationships. If I were to say, oh, you're mad, you don't know, you're crazy, you need to go and see a doctor, you need a shrink. These are all ways of chipping away at somebody's self-esteem, gaslighting them, and essentially it's stealing their energy. You could, behaviors such as any kind of manipulation, abuse, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, sexual abuse, all of these are ways of stealing energy from another person. Deception, lying, withholding information in order to leverage or control somebody. Neediness is a sneaky one, being very needy. Oh, won't you come over tonight? I really miss you. I haven't seen you for ages, and I'm feeling really lonely, and I really want to cuddle. All those kind of things. That's kind of like surreptitious, sneaky energy theft. So there's lots of ways that people can hook in and create negative cord attachments to steal energy from somebody else, right? And very often relationships are made up of both positive and negative cords. We can do the positive stuff and we can do the negative stuff. We're not perfect beings. None of us are, enlightened. Very few of us are enlightened. And so, we are often behaving from our own places of wounding, from our own places of energetic lack, because we're not taught in our culture how to source energy from source. We're not taught how to source our energy from the unlimited amount of energy that's flowing in the universe all the time. And so we feel we have to steal it and take it from other people, because we don't know how to tap into that ourselves. And I think that's intentional. I think our wisdom, the ancient knowledge around energy dynamics and how humans interact with energy fields, of our planet and our universe, have been erased from our cultural memory. They have been removed from our everyday life. And so people, we are certainly in Western culture, we are taught, we're programmed, really, we're conditioned to steal energy from other people. It's part of the programming. And so we really have to work quite hard to, first of all, see it when it's being done to us, and see it when we're doing it to other people. To be able to identify when somebody's stealing your energy is a really good skill to have. But it's a humbling experience when you realize that you've been stealing somebody else's energy too. And people who end up in codependent relationships these are relationships where both parties are busy stealing energy off each other. It's very dysfunctional. It's really unhealthy, and it's very toxic. And so, if you find yourself in a relationship where there is a lot of energy theft happening, you need to question whether that's a healthy relationship for you, and if there's anything that you can do to help or heal that relationship with the person or the people, because this can happen with groups of people too, that you're in a relationship with. Now, some examples of relationship dynamics that are full of these types of dysfunctional energy theft situations. families, oh man, it's full of it, right? Partnership relationships, absolutely. Unless you are really, really hot on your energy dynamics, there will be energy theft involved from time to time. Parent and child relationships, absolutely. Any kind of relationship where there's bullying involved, there's energy theft involved. Any kind of relationship where there are power dynamics that are being leveraged and used to disempower people, there will be energy theft involved. And negative cord attachments, right? So these are all examples of where there are very likely to be negative energetic cord attachments. So in shamanic healing, we use a technique called cord cutting. And this is to cut away these negative cord attachments. We don't want to cut the positive ones because those are really good. We don't want to stop the loving and the caring and the sharing and the giving and the growing because we want to keep all of that, right? But it's not healthy to be in a dynamic where people are draining each other and stealing each other's energy. So when we do cord cutting, we are only cutting the negative cords, and that's to prevent the non-consensual theft or loss of energy. Okay. Very often after doing a cord cutting, we will, well, always after doing a cord cutting, we will then do a power retrieval to bring in power for the person who has had power stolen or lost. And this is to top the power back up, top the batteries back up. You can refer to the power retrieval video in this video series to get a bit more information on that if you want to refer back to that. So whenever we do cord cutting, we always finish with a power retrieval to make sure that the client, our client is topped up with a lot of energy, because very often when there are negative cord attachments and unhealthy codependent energy dynamics in a relationship, both people end up losing out. They both end up energetically very, very depleted. And that has a knock-on effect upon physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. So, we don't want to be losing energy left, right, and center to people who are stealing it, or to relationships which are very unhealthy in the way that, both parties may be stealing energy from each other. So let's not feed the vampires is one of my mottos. And these are situations where we would want to do a cord cutting, which is shamanic healing technique number, I think it's number 2 in the list. So, if any of this resonates with you, if you feel like you might need a cord cutting, then you can contact me. I do shamanic healing sessions for people, one-to-one private sessions, and I do those online. I also do distance healing sessions. If you want to book in, you can check the link at the bottom of this box and book in for a cord cutting. Or if you are interested in learning these techniques yourself so that you can be a shamanic practitioner, then I also teach this in my Shamanic Practitioner online training, which is a 3-year apprenticeship. And you can find the details on that below in the box as well. So check that out. If you want to become a healer, if you want to become a shamanic practitioner, this is such a fundamentally important concept and practice to learn how to do, because Western culture is absolutely riddled with energy theft on so many levels. So when we learn how to recognize it and identify it and remedy it, we become much healthier people. We end up having a lot more energy to spend on the things that we really want to do in our lives, our goals and our dreams and our families and our projects and our careers, or whatever it is that you're building and creating and manifesting in your life. You will have so much more energy to focus on those goals and dreams if you're not losing it left, right, and center to all sorts of different people, groups of people, situations that really are parasitic. This is the nature of negative cord attachments, is they are parasitic relationships where one person is like sucking the energy out of another person. It's very dysfunctional. Let's put an end to that. Learn how to do it. I thoroughly recommend everybody to know how to do this kind of work. And if you would like me to do it for you, then you can contact me and we will sort that out for you. Okay, that's the end of this video. Lots of love to everybody. I will speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.